All right. So I'm going to ask you what the future of work looks like in your industry.
So well, if I consider my industry academe, the future of work is where, we're lifelong learners in academe already, but really where faculty are given more opportunities to take on new skills we should have regular forums where faculty can go in and learn the latest in educational. I mean, this should be expected. I would love to see for faculty to have, a required, continuing education component where, every summer they take a course or do something that's related to teaching and learning. And so I think that's something we're going to see. And there already are companies that are doing some of this. So I can think of here in the Silicon Valley, Course Hero is doing some of this. But I would like to see it a little bit more regularized and made a component of how we are reviewed and so on, that we are continuing to learn throughout our careers about things like teaching and learning and educational technology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would be incredibly useful,
Mm-hmm.
just to be able to keep up with the changing pace of everything.
Yes.
So how can we better prepare ourselves? Or maybe not. Maybe I'll ask you, how can students be better prepared then for the 21st century careers that you've envisaged during this talk?
So for students, my biggest piece of advice is to be open, to always be looking for new opportunities to learn, to take opportunities to, I'm a parent, so I can say that, learn, figure out what your parents do, spend some time, connecting with that and talking to their friends. I mean, I really encourage my boys to, talk to our friends and relatives about what they do, and to really try to understand on a day-to-day basis, what does it look like to have a job,
Mm-hmm.
and to reach out to sometimes, especially in our current situation, if you can't go somewhere, there's ways you can go online. And I look at my son, both my sons use Discord, and that's turned out they know people from around the world because they're on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes gaming isn't we all like, oh, I can't spend too much time in games. Like, well, actually they're meeting people that way, and that's going to be the future for these students. Is that's the way they're going to be meeting people, is through gaming, through Discord, through these different tools that they are tapping into. Even Snapchat. So
Yeah, I mean, we have career YouTubers now. Who would have thought
yeah,
that was a thing
exactly.
15 years ago?
Seriously.
But yeah, okay. And then the last question is personal for you. It's about what you value most, your work experiences or your formal learning, and what you felt really made the difference for you.
So I think what really made a difference for me is that I did work all the way through undergrad, is that I was getting that experience while learning. And I don't necessarily recommend it to everybody because I spent a lot of time working, but it helped me to appreciate, the value of work, as well as while I was getting the formal learning. So the formal learning is something that everybody should have access to. I think it's a little harder sometimes to get that early exposure to work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we need to find new ways to incorporate that into, for example, high school. I would love to see us give students more opportunities, less homework, more real life skills.